Hey fellow gamers, welcome back to my playthrough of Everlasting Summer. And in our last episode, we caused a big ruckus in the canteen and were forced to clean it up with the mischievous Uliana, who then decided to steal a big bag of candy, and we decided to give chase to stop her. Because even though we don't know where we are or why we are and all this crap, we still have some kind of moral obligation to stop theft. Let's see if we actually catch the girl. We ran through the square, turned at the music club building, and came out onto the forest trail. I'd almost caught Ilyana when she stopped abruptly. I couldn't pull up as sharply, so I crashed into her, sending us sprawling. We rolled down onto the grass. Gotcha! I gave a victorious shout. No, you didn't, she replied with an ashamed tone. Ilyana was lying under me. Her face was right next to mine. I felt her erratic breathing and the heat of her body. Sure, right now she's only a child, but soon enough she'll become a woman. Dude! No! No! It was pretty embarrassing. Yeah, I'm embarrassed for you, man. You gonna rape me? What? Wow, that escalated really quickly, she said, coming back to her senses. You want me to? What? Whoa, no, time out, no. Anyway, it was more like a game to her. Sure do. She gave a cunning smile and snorted quietly. Or was it just my imagination? I'm not really in the mood. Whatever. Ilyana reached up and bit me on the nose. I wasn't expecting that and even pulled back a little. Just a moment of hesitation was enough for her to wrestle out and run a dozen feet away. Watch it! You're going to regret this later. She laughed out loud and disappeared into the woods. The candy bag was left lying on the ground near me. I wonder if she dropped it on purpose. It's getting near dinner time, so I had to hurry up and return the candy. And preferably, very preferably, stay under the radar. Of course I'll explain the situation. It was Ilyana who had stolen them. But who's going to believe me? Olga Dmitrievna was already waiting for me at the entrance to the canteen. Good job, Semyon. On what? I hid the bag of sweets behind my back. The bag was transparent and too big to put in my pocket. I was talking about the cleanup. Everything is clean and tidy. Well, yeah. And where is Ilyana? I wish I knew. She'll come soon. Okay then, go and have your dinner. I entered the canteen. To my utter lack of surprise, it was full. Now I really don't know how to return the bag without being noticed. Sure, I could do it in the evening, but what do I do with it now? Semyon! I turned around. Slavia was in front of me. Wow, what's that? She looked at the bag that I didn't manage to hide in time. Caught red-handed, or more like sweet-handed. Time to prepare for a scolding. These are sweets. Where from? Oh, I stole them, damn it. Got them from Ilyana. Oh, I see. Same old song and dance? What do you mean? It's not the first time she's stolen sweets. And why am I not surprised? Let me handle this. Thanks. Slavia saves the day yet again. Gotta love those dependable girls. She took the bag and headed to the buffet. I had no desire to listen to what she was going to say while returning the sweets, so I started to look around the canteen looking for a place to sit. It seems that I will have to share a dinner table with Electronic and Shurik. There were no more places to sit. What's happening, gentlemen? Every time I had to deal with them, I got an itching desire to tease them, or at least to drop some cheeky or cocky banter. It might be too risky to behave that way, but the Electronic brothers were my primary source of positive emotions. How are you doing? Fine. What about you? Hits and misses. Did something happen? Lots of stuff. Mind sharing? Nah, some other time maybe. Suit yourself. He made a helpless gesture. We're going to the ball after dinner, Electronic giggled. I know that. Who would you want to ask out? I hadn't thought about it yet. What about you? It seemed that this question caught him off guard. Ask Uliana. That would make her happy. No thanks. Electronic furiously waved his hands. And you, Shirk, you gotta ask Elisa out. Thanks. I'll pass. He looked calmer than his mate. Oh, come on, guys. It'd be fun. And in any case, we've got things to do. We still have to finish the robot. Oh, that's a marvelous idea. Ask your robot out. Can it dance? It can't even walk yet. Shurek probably missed the point completely. Why, it would be a great demonstration of our achievements in front of the camp. And what would we show to them? Yeah, you're right. They both stared at their plates disappointedly. Like, wow. Okay, guys. Dinner was over, and the pioneers started to disperse. What will you wear for the ball? I asked Shuriken Electronic. We don't have anything special to wear. We'll go as we are, he indicated his pioneer uniform. They don't seem to care about their appearance at all. Well, why should I care then? Wearing my winter clothes isn't an option, so I'll go just like this. When does it start? After 9 o'clock. Got it. I left the canteen and deeply inhaled the fresh evening air. I remembered those rare dances I used to go to at school. Hesitation, insecurity, even fear. Yeah, I remember leaning against a bunch of walls. I couldn't dance. I didn't know how to react if someone had invited me. I wouldn't dare to invite someone myself. All in all, I felt pretty uncomfortable about it. And it was even more unpleasant to watch others having fun. It wasn't envy. More like it was a disconcerting feeling that people were able to enjoy something so odd for me. I thought that there was still lots of time till the ball, so I could sleep a little to be fresh in the evening. Entering the camp leader's cabin, I flopped onto the bed instantly and shut my eyes. I don't think anything good can come of me falling asleep. I think I'm going to miss everything here. Strangely enough, I got up right on time, even without an alarm. The clock was showing 9. Such a rare thing to happen. I felt sluggish, though. Probably it wasn't the best idea to sleep during the day after all. I'm going to see Elisa instead of the dance, so it's time then. But I agreed to help Lena. And what should I do now? Go to the dance party. Go to Elisa. Let's go to Elisa. A few minutes later, I approached the stage. Maybe it was a bad idea accepting her offer. Just talking to Dvichevskaya means danger. On the other hand, I wasn't eager to go to the dance. What can I do there? I'd only disgrace myself. No, I'm better off listening to Elisa play the guitar. Coming closer, I saw a person sitting on the edge of the stage with her legs dangling. So, you came after all. Elisa put the guitar aside and jumped to the ground. There was even a trace of joy on her face for a moment. Playing for someone is surely more interesting than being alone. As you can see. What are we going to do? What do you mean, what? I'm asking you. Well, you wanted... I got a sudden idea that this situation is one of her usual pranks, and I should never have expected to hear any guitar songs. I'm going to bed. Bye. I turned around and waved a hand intentionally slowly. Hey! Elisa grabbed my sleeve. What? Don't you want to listen? Listen to what? You yourself don't know what you're going to do. Of course I know. She took the guitar and hit the strings with a plectrum a couple of times. Sit next to me. I didn't object, and in a moment I was sitting beside her. It's better this way. Miss the dance, leave now, and then what would I do? The role of a stranger was more suitable for a passive observer, and not for the eager seeker of answers who I wanted to be so badly. So, I'll show you how to play this song now. Just like that? Right away? What do you mean right away? I haven't held a guitar for a long time. She could probably guess how long it had been since I'd held one. My skills were enough to make a cat laugh. It's not difficult. I threw an intense look at Elisa. It distinctly seems to me now that she just can't express her feelings. She could lose her strange self-control for a moment and I'd get to see a casual and even funny and friendly girl. And then, when her self-confidence and impudence turned back on, it was bitchiness as usual. And which is the real one? Hey! What? Stop daydreaming. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So, are you watching? I am. What song is this? The one I played this morning, of course. Oh, okay, I'm listening. Elisa made up her mind and started to play. That's it. Did you get everything? I may have understood it, but I probably won't be able to replicate it. How shall I put it? It's okay. Practice makes perfect. She is undoubtedly right on this point, but I've had problems with practice all my life. Well, I took the guitar from Elisa and tried to play the first chord. It was hard, as if my fingers were tied in a knot and didn't want to be in the right place. I used to be better before, but now I wouldn't even be able to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Well, wait a moment. Looks like you won't be a rock hero, she laughed kindly. It may be better this way, I hissed, vainly trying to remember the order of strings to press. Well, the guitar started to make devilish sounds, resembling the groans of a wounded dinosaur. My left-hand fingers constantly missed the right frets, and my right hand didn't strike in rhythm. Let's call that progressive rock. Progressive? Well, give it back. She took the guitar away and it sounded completely different in her hands. I felt embarrassed by my clumsiness for a moment. Elisa's skill may not be on the level of a professional guitarist, but nevertheless she played simple things like this with confidence. She must have had a lot of practice. Did you get it this time? She finished and offered the guitar to me. Well, I did better the second time, but it was still a long way from Elisa's level, or from any decently adequate level. I was aware of how totally worthless I was compared to her. It seemed so simple, just play a song with 3 chords. The tune is too simple, though. I put the guitar aside. Elisa was lost in thought for a moment. Even a preschool kid could play it better. Yeah, thanks. I tried. So I noticed. She might be trying to demonstrate her evident superiority at playing the guitar. It's not like everyone can be a musician. Not really. Elisa looked up at the sky. Though you can't be one, that's for sure. Why is that? You should have heard yourself. I started to regret coming here. Well, don't mind me. Why does Elisa need to do this? It's obvious that I'm a horrible guitarist. Obviously. But if I had some practice... So, will you practice? I don't know. Maybe I will. The guitar was the least of my problems, though. I'm stuck in a strange world I can't escape from. That's more important than a stupid argument with Elisa. I suddenly felt an annoying self-pity, apathy, and an urge to leave this place, to forget this evening. Those feelings left a nasty impression and a burning desire to do or say something stupid. As if it would change anything. What? Me learning to play the guitar. You surely couldn't. You'd strum the guitar for a couple of days and give it up. Elisa's words pierced my heart. You know what? Oh well, should she know? Is it any concern of hers? Am I reacting this way just because it's true, and that it's Elisa who spoke the truth? You can't know how to do everything. Probably not. But you should be able to at least do something. So, are you saying that I can't do anything? How should I know? You know, I what? Should I tell her about my computer skills? Or about the books I've read and movies I've watched? Oh well, this is a pointless conversation. That goes without saying. You're only concerned with having fun. And you do nothing but whine. Forget it. I jumped down from the stage and walked away from a concert area. Go then, I heard Elisa yelling to me. I'm already going, I hissed. The path led me back to the square. There was Slavia in the center of it, sweeping the area. Oh, Semyon, hi. I thought everyone was already asleep. No. What are you doing? Cleaning up after the ball. Why didn't you come? Just... And where have you been? I hadn't the slightest intention of telling Slavia how I embarrassed myself on stage with the guitar in front of Elisa while the whole camp was having fun at the square. I took a walk. Okay, but you should have come. It was fun. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I had been sweating like a pig today because of worries or just the hot night. Hey, do you know where I can have a bath? Certainly. Go straight, then a bit to the left by the path. Then to the right, and there will be a bathhouse. Should I accompany you? No need. I'll find it myself. I totally didn't want to burden her more. I walked along the forest path in the direction Slavia showed. My whole body was itching. How didn't I notice it before? And more importantly, what else hadn't I noticed? If things keep going like this, then I'll have to stay in this world forever. I shivered at the thought. Probably at the idea that I didn't feel any terror, or even just fear. Just like it's all the natural flow of things. I could see a bathhouse behind the trees. And why did the pioneers have baths here? Olga Dmitrievna had said something about repairs to the showers, though. No reason to worry about it now. There were soap and clean towels, so I quickly washed myself, went outside and breathed in a chest full of fresh night air. Ah, it's so wonderful that physical cleanliness brings spiritual cleanliness. All of my problems, if not went away, then at least became less important. It's like the water washed away not only dirt from body, but also the anxiety from my mind. I suddenly started yawning, so I headed to the leader's cabin, rubbing my eyes. I didn't even take a few steps before Elisa jumped out from the bushes. What are you doing here? I was just washing myself. She came to her senses and spoke again. And? And what? How should I know? Then why do you speak if you don't know? All my peace of mind vanished in a moment. Only the irritation and the weariness remained. Okay, well, if you don't mind. Wait. Now what? If back there on stage you thought that, well, I didn't want to offend you or anything. It's okay, I'm not offended. I just can't play the guitar. Nothing special, a lot of people can't. I felt that there were obvious signs of irritation in my voice, but I couldn't do anything about it. I wanted to say everything to her face, right here, right now. Exactly, you can't. Elisa obviously restrained herself from laughing. Oh, I've already had enough of you. She totally drove me out of my wits at that moment. In another second, I would have started to yell at her, or worse. Wait, would you just leave me alone? Elisa followed me, but didn't try to stop me. I really didn't want to offend. Some invisible power made me turn around. Okay, can I go now? Yes, of course. In the moonlight, Elisa looked very beautiful, with a brief, guilty expression on her face. If she could only keep her mouth shut. What are you smirking at? Although, nothing. I just thought that if only you were a little bit more polite. Then what? I shouldn't say such things. People could get ideas depending on their intellectual abilities. Then nothing. You should finish what you started. There's nothing to finish. I'm very tired, and I'm going to sleep. Stop right there. Don't make me run away from you. As if you could. She may be right. I'm already exhausted from this day, and naturally, I had no intention of running after a bath. So what? What? If only I could be more polite, then what? Try it, and you will see. Why should I do anything for a fool like you? Then don't try. What does it have to do with me? I sighed and dragged myself to the square. And what about you then? What? I replied without turning to her. Well, if I would, then you... I don't know what you are talking about, but let's think that I would if it is easier for you. Moron! Elisa yelled at me and headed to the bathhouse. The square shined with the cleanness of a German road, which were washed with shampoo, or so people said. That's Slavia for you. And I just argued with Elisa and nothing else. What for? As if it was really necessary. And her behavior. In any other situation, I would have surely said that Elisa likes me and just hides it behind her rudeness. That's not important right now, though. Relationships, love, anything. Maybe she isn't even a human. And what if she was a human and all this was happening in the real world? I drove those thoughts away and headed to the leader's cabin. Tiredness had overwhelmed me. It was like an invisible obstacle stopped me in front of the door. Olga Dmitrievna certainly would like to know where I was and why I missed the dance. I'll get a full interrogation for sure. Counting the absence of Elisa at the dance too, it wouldn't be hard to guess that we skipped it together. On the other hand, should I even tell her that instead of going to the dance, Elisa practiced playing the guitar and I just went along with the flow? Nothing special, actually. Doesn't really matter why I left, so... At the same time, I thought that it could be better to keep silent. Well, I'll decide on the spot. I sighed and pulled the door handle. Olga Dmitrievna was already waiting for me, wearing a dress. So, Semyon, where have you been? Tell her that you've been with Elisa. Make up another excuse. You know what? I tried to be a good boy. I've done all that stuff. Let's lie and see what happens. I was just walking around. Alone? Yes. Okay, that's not important. Why didn't you come to the ball? Well, frankly speaking, I don't like dancing. So what? That was a camp public event, which means every pioneer had to attend. She looked at me intently. You could just sit somewhere quietly. I'm sorry, I sighed. Okay. The leader softened. Go to bed quickly. The storm had passed. I tossed and turned but couldn't sleep. My head was full of thoughts about music, guitars, and Elisa. I wonder, could I become a professional musician? And do I even want to be one? Why should I want to? It certainly would be pretty fun, but nothing else. Or is Elisa the reason? She really is like an energy vampire sucking all your juices. Wow, that was an innuendo, even in the slightest bit. My eyes started to close, and I fell asleep a moment after. This is going to be day 4, or is something going to happen day 4? Okay, so I'm going to stop it there, and we will resume with day 4 in my next video. Thank you so much for watching and keeping up on this little journey of mine through this very strange camp. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. It's always awesome to see that people liked it. Subscribe to the channel to watch all of my future videos. I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye-bye for now.